three of us managed to accomplish, and we were very proud of it. The first thing I looked at when I got there, we had outrageous attorney bills, outrageous. Several $100,000s every month. And so the first place I looked as my project was the basic city attorney. Well, I found out that we paid him a retainer of $50,000 to $60,000 a month, which meant that was just so he could say he was the Rialto city attorney. A month. Every time he did something, he billed us at $200 to $500 an hour when he went to court or didn't go to court. So we went out to bid for a new basic city attorney. We invited him to submit a proposal. We had 5 great proposals. He acted as though we were just going to continue to use him because he had the job and he was a good old boyfriend with some of the people who were on the council or had been on the council. But we surprised him because we picked the company who gave the clearest, cleanest proposal for the least amount of money. The second thing that happened after we picked a new company, and we still have Fred Galante's company with us, is we discovered that somehow the law services in the city had gotten so out of control that an individual department, say example, planning department, well, they might have their own attorneys. Okay, we have a city attorney, but then they have their own attorney, and no one ever regulated them because they said, oh, it was part of their own budget. So we have all these extra attorneys doing things that if one firm was taking care of all of this business, it was much more streamlined, more manageable, more easily followed as far as tracking of where a case was going and how much it was costing us. There are some areas where you absolutely have to have special attorneys. Police and fire generally require special attorneys, whether it's a case against police and fire or it's something involving the officers with an injury or a health challenge. Those require specially trained people to deal with those. Some other personnel issues occasionally require special attorneys. The other thing I discovered is, you all remember when we had the perchlorate challenge in town?
Yes.
They hired an attorney out of San Francisco. Now, we couldn't get any attorney down here, right? They hired an attorney out of San Francisco. He charged $800 an hour. And every time he did something, guess what? He had to hop on a plane, which you and I paid for, to come down here and do whatever it was that he did for $800. So while we were on the council together in 2013 and 2014, we virtually eliminated all of his activity with the city other than one particular water case that he had been on for 5 years that would have been not good for the community of Rialto to change him. But we eliminated. Now, as soon as the votes changed on the council 2 years ago, they started using this guy again because he's another one. We have the good old boy system in town. So, we also, for the first time in 2013, we had the first time we had a balanced budget in the city in probably, 6 or 8 years at least. A balanced budget. They all said, oh, you can't balance this budget. We don't have enough business. We don't have enough income. Yes, you can. You just like any of the rest of us. What do you do when you have a certain amount of money to spend? You make it work, or you make cuts where you can. And I want to tell you, the employees of the city of Rialto they're not mistreated still, but I have to tell you, they generously gave up money, dollars of pay, and benefits to help the city reach some form of equity in their budget. And I think they're to be commended for that. So, and some of them, they're for example, the maintenance, building maintenance, there are only 3 guys that do building maintenance in the entire city. That department was cut, and they've never replaced any of those guys. And those 3 guys that are still there, they They never complain. No matter what they're asked to do, they try to do it to the best of their ability, and they're pleasant about it. So we have some great city employees, and we need to address some of the disparity that has been lagging. I'm also concerned about fire and police. Police have been in that building since the early 60s. When it was built, it was paid for. And the then mayor said to me, well, when we unlocked this door, it was paid for. And I said, yes, but you were outgrown the day you walked into it. I don't know if you've been in the police department other than the lobby, but it's a weird little building. It was always weird when they built it. It hasn't gotten any better. So now we have this weird little building, but it's paid for. And we have a trailer over here and a trailer over here. And then we have a evidence locker that's down around the corner. And then down around another corner, we have a training facility. So it isn't working as efficiently. And it also is not, it would be better for the morale of the department. But also we need more bodies over there. We absolutely need more police. Fire's not so bad right now because they had an innovative program where they brought in more paramedics so that everybody that comes out on a health call doesn't have to be a sworn firefighter also. Some of them are just paramedics, and that's good. That's their job. And they come out in an ambulance and do their job. But we need to address that because we need a safe community. We need a safe, clean community. We also need to, I agree more than 100% with Ed Palmer, the Renaissance is our last hope. If we do not carefully select and encourage and nurture some businesses up there, we're just going to be Rialto that could have been great in what happened to us along the way. So it really needs our attention. I'm not trying to say that I'm like the savior or anything, but I have a lot of common sense. I make a lot of decisions based on a pragmatic approach of the facts, not who's involved, but more on what is best for the citizens. And I never forget that the money comes from the taxpayers in Rialto. And that has always been a key tenet of mine. Remember where the money comes from. Matter of fact, they hated at City Hall because I always used to say, in the real world, because, they said, well, we'll just, it's tax money. Oh, okay, well, where do you think that, or the best thing is it's a grant. What's a federal grant? Okay, that's a different level of taxes that we all pay for them to be able to give the grant. So we also need to put a little more effort into working with the school district so that we can provide a healthy environment for our youth. Right now, they meet maybe once a year. There's two different groups of elected people who are working for the same thing, a group of healthy, educated young people. This is a great community. There are so many positive things about it, but we need to stop the little negative creepings that are starting to happen. Crime is down overall, but home burglary is way up. And it's like creeping in around the edges because of the messes that are around us. We in our own city are pretty much okay, other than a couple of little pockets. So those are issues that I pledge to work on and to be focused on, and I ask for your vote on November 8th. Thank you.